Roll call. I'm here, Sandy's here, Erica's here. Susan is here, Mike is here, and Dave is here. We expect Liz
Nick.
and Judy, I think.
Next study, yeah, it might come in on.
Liz and Judy both,
I'm gonna try and give it up that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
both, told me they're not gonna make
He was
it.
out of town.
Oh, okay.
Judy and Liz.
Yeah, if
Okay.
Liz makes it, she'll be late, she said.
Okay.
but she- so.
Okay. Public, questions and comments. I see no public here, so I guess we'll move on to guests, and I see no guests. So I like this. So you're up, Jennifer.
All right,
I know you've got a fairly extensive, I read the executive director's report a couple of times. And I do have a comment on it, but I'll let you finish.
okay. Yeah, so I included two things this time around. One is just my regular report and one is a copy of the annual report submission because I thought it was sort of just a good overview of what we've gotten done this year. If anyone noticed anything that I forgot, it's not too late to add it, so let me know. As Susan knows, I sent her a copy too. I tried to add a lot of stats so that we can, continue to build our case for, how what the town is funding is actually showing results, meaningful results. So anyway, hopefully that came through.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. It's a lot of stats, and I'm wondering if people are gonna get lost in it. I did a little. And the one thought I had was, is there something that we want to maybe, in a couple of these highlight or italics that are more key, more visible, I guess is,
Anything particular you were thinking of as an example?
No, I think maybe where you have a significant jump from the year before, maybe highlight it a little bit or underline it or something. I don't know.
All right, well, I'll take a look at it and
Does anybody else feel that way?
No,
No?
I felt we needed all the stats.
Oh, I don't want
In
to take
order
them
to
out.
build
I don't
the
want to take
case.
them out, but I'm just wondering if they'll get to the end of them, is what I'm saying,
I will tell you, it doesn't help with this, but, so this year for the first time, I made a suggestion for the annual report that we do a year in review. Because, let's be honest, I doubt there's a lot of people who read that report cover to cover, other than me. And I think it's a shame because, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So, we're gonna do a year in review section in the front somewhere this year, where it's gonna be highlights from across the board, not just,
Oh.
Maybe something from here will end up in there too, but, things that the town has accomplished, different departments have accomplished. So that will be in the front of the book for anybody who doesn't want to slog through the whole thing.
Sure.
That's different from
A
this.
couple of things that come to mind. One is the grant you wrote that,
Yeah,
was it 600,000?
Yeah.
That could kind of jump out a little bit
Yeah.
better,
Yeah.
and maybe the fact, especially the fact that we're almost ready, or did we start already on the crosswalks downtown project?
they're doing the prep work right now,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe that, because that people are gonna see that. So if you kind of highlight it in here, they'll see it in another month or so, on the construction. So it'll, those are just kind of things that,
Yep.
just maybe a couple and
Yeah.
that would, that would connect more, and maybe people will go back to it, because I know I got a little tired of reading the stats.
For me, how do we measure success, right?
Mhm.
So maybe we have some objectives going into this year, achieve them. I mean, getting a $650,000 grant seems like a major success. Did Celebrate Saybrook, which had more people attend or whatever, or more hits to Facebook, do we ever measure that in dollars? I think things like that should come bubbling up to the surface.
One other thing that as we're talking that pops up to me is we did a significant increase in our evaluation by the Main Street program. You know, I think that was,
I think I did put that in.
yeah, I know. But I'm saying that maybe
suggesting maybe
if
that's
you're
part of
talking
the-
about the highlight in, you know,
Oh, okay.
you know, those are kind of the things that, you know, it may draw more people to the detail work in here if they see it in the front too, you know. You know, in the year in review.
I mean, even like some of like the social media metrics, they just like move those down towards the end and like highlight some other things. Is that? But I agree with you, Dave. Like sometimes, you know, getting a lot of the engagement and hits on the posts and likes is good because we don't really weren't doing that before. We had to actually result in more people coming to town or more money going. I don't know if we even have
We
that
know
data
that
yet, but that
yeah.
would be a good. I don't even know how we
That'd
can
be
start
gold.
tracking that.
We don't
but,
have that.
Yeah.
When you look at increased 33%, so that number in itself is a monster number.
Yeah.
The 12 to 1,520, not such a big number. So percentages on small numbers, going from 1 to 2 is 100%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just think, as a group, how do we measure success on our report? I think it's a grade ourselves. I know I'm new to the party and I apologize, but
No, it's good.
I'm trying to
It's good.
bring some 40 years of corporate work. How do I measure, did I do well this year? Maybe it's something we think about for next year.
Yeah.
Can we measure ourselves quarterly and say, we did well and so on? Something to think about. The grant's great. I mean, geez.
Jennifer's
She's-
an expert at
Yeah.
life. She's always successful.
Phenomenal
Grant
grant
writer.
writer.
Well, okay, I may have to tap into it. Somebody asked me to serve on a board for a heart association foundation. And part of it is they want me to do some grant writing, so I have to take you to lunch.
I'm happy to share whatever little knowledge I have.
But I think that's the $1 million question. I mean, what does it mean when you increase your hits on a web page? Or you believe there are more visitors here and how much money they spend? I mean, nobody knows how to get at that.
Tough metric to measure, always has been, right? You know, advertising, put out an advertising campaign, I spent $1 million. How do I measure that I
Right.
returned $1.1 million?
Yeah.
How do I measure that?
Could you do it?
Certain things you can, right?
Yeah.
Because if people take surveys and say, the reason I came to this store is because I saw it here.
Yeah.
Is it hard and fast facts? I don't know. Right, but, so, I don't know, you know the detail more, but what did we set out to do in the beginning of the year? And what did we do? And I would just raise those top 3. You know, the Economic Development Commission's top 3 hit parade this year. Because I went to a party this past weekend, and somebody asked me, well, what does the Economic Development Commission do? And I explained what I read in the annual report, you know, our charter. You know, people, and I, at the party with Steve Tagliatella, he lives around the corner from us, but he was probing me, what are you guys doing? I'm new, I don't know. That the guy in Old Saybrook, you know, Saybrook Point in asking me all these questions, so I just wonder how we measure success. Are we adding value to the town? I think we are, right? I've been to 3 meetings, I think we are, but let's get it out there somehow.
So I'm just going along with what you're talking about there. You know, one of the things that we're doing is using our ARPA dollars to do a downtown business and marketing campaign. That was something that came out of COVID and is a 4-year project to sort of provide more support to our business community, which is what the visitor website has come out of, which is what this marketing campaign has come out of. So that's like been a big project that's had smaller projects. And just
So you're spending money, you're giving money, spend money, invest in the businesses on Main Street.
well, yeah, in the downtown.
Downtown area.
Yes,
And
so
hopefully they benefit by having more foot traffic, but we don't know that.
well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. So I've been meeting with some of the Main Street businesses and they told me that foot traffic is up.
Okay.
And one woman told me that her sales were I have it written down in my office, but say up 25% year over year this time of year. So that kind of thing, I'm trying to get more people to give me that kind
Yeah.
of feedback because it's impossible to find out other stuff, but
Yep.
that's the best I can do.
Mm,
anecdotally.
Agreed, right? You
Yeah.
can never attribute the 25% increase in this particular
Mm.
store
Just us.
sale just to this, but, you know, could be, you know, new developers came to town, more, the population group could be a reason.
Right,
Nicer days in the summer.
Yeah.
right,
It's a metric that we're working with. Our goal is to build up the economic prosperity of this town. Sales are up, check.
yeah,
It's a win no matter how it happens.
right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I know you guys can read, so I don't like to go through this word for word, but, just to point out the highlights, our rack cards. If you'll remember, we had them printed last year and the website wasn't gonna be ready in time, and I told them, I don't wanna put them out if there's nowhere to send people.
Yeah.
So this year, they're still good, they're still completely relevant, QR codes are still good. And so I think the Big E opens tomorrow.
Oh, well.
And also going live tomorrow, I was hoping it would have gone live today, would be a bunch of the experience section on the website. So we'll have arts, culture, and history up there, attractions, family fun, and one more. Oh, it probably is written right here. Yes, beach outdoors and recreation. And that includes not only old Saybrook things, but also within 15 miles, like the steam train and riverboat, the river museum, even we have in there like the seaport and the aquarium, because, you know, if you come here as a family, if, hey, you get an Airbnb for a week, you know, there's plenty of opportunity to do day trips. And,
Yeah.
you know, if we get people to have this be their jumping off point, you know, I think it's good to show them what is around the area, not just in Old Saybrook. And one of the things that we did is we took, and I don't know if you remember in the dining pages, there was a little sunshine and it said outdoor seating.
Yes.
If a restaurant had that. Well, I had them put on each one a little teeny lighthouse in Old Saybrook, if it was an Old Saybrook attraction right here. And then a little car that, and within 15 miles, if it was something that isn't here, but they could travel to it easily.
That's great.
So that way, we're still highlighting our assets,
Mhm.
but we're showing people that there's also more to offer in the area. So the next things that we'll go to are health, wellness, and beauty, shopping, and then I stole this idea from somewhere else, but a clubs, organizations, and social groups section, because I really do think that Old Saybrook is very active with a lot of that stuff. And if you want to come here beyond like being a visitor, if you really want to become a resident, and this site is for residents and visitors, I think it's a nice way to showcase things like the estuary, the chamber, our civic organizations like the Lions, the Knights, and all of those people who are really contributing to the community here. So anyway, that'll be another section on there too.
So I think that's great. It shows it's a real live community, not just like a resort.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it can give you the whole feel of it. you know?
yeah. So that will round out the experiences section, and then the plan your visit section is next. And I really would like to wrap all of that up before the end of the calendar year.
Did that kind of then close out like all of the content of the sort of this like first wave development of the website?
I think it would close out like the beginning of it, but I mean, really, the next step to make it dynamic is to have the kinds of things on there that, and I think plan your visit will start that. I mean, anybody can put up a list of what's offered in town. Not everybody can give you the insight of why you should take in dinner and a show on Main Street, or like, you know, other special features about our town, like, you know, how many local businesses are owned by families or whatever it is, you know what I mean? I have like a whole list of ideas for like more personal postings about what's special about Old Saybrook. So that kind of content I think will be important. But I do partially want to wrap it up a little bit, because if we're gonna pivot a little more to the top of our pyramid with the business attraction, we need to do it pretty soon, because our extra boost from ARPA runs out then.
That's kind of what I was thinking, it's like, we have that running out, like, do we have a punch list of like, what are the things we need to get added to the website before we kind of switch into
Yeah.
maintenance mode, where we're keeping things fresh, but we're not building new content, adding new sections to it.
Yeah, and so next month is our quarterly, and, you know, usually somebody shows up at least virtually for that. We did lose, Sarah, our person.
Oh, no.
I know, we have a new person.
Where'd you go? Did you say?
She went to another job that she didn't want to disclose at the
Okay.
moment, but
Okay.
yeah. So I was a little bit bummed
Yeah.
out about that. But anyway, the person who is our new person is a woman who actually is very familiar with Old Saybrook. She had a summer home here for years. She and her husband plan to retire here. She's a member of the chamber, she's on their board, and, so we've kind of hit the ground
Yeah, that's
running.
good.
Yeah. So
What's her name?
her name is Marnie, and I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. It's like Cernakis or something like that. It's,
What about the calendar? I know the Kate's stuff is on there.
yeah,
Is anybody else really using it?
yep. I mean, of course, I think there's always room for improvement, but there's 160 or 180 events on it at any one time, always. So, and that, I mean, the Kate and the library have a lot of events, but, which is why we need them
Yeah.
to make it seem
Yeah.
full, but there's 43 people who are registered users of the
Great.
site. So, like I said, of course, there's always room to grow, but it is being used, and the people who are using it the most are small businesses who don't have the ability to pay for expensive advertising.
Sure.
So I think that they're grateful for the ability to have it.
Awesome.
I don't know. I do think that for some people, you know, it's another place to post, and so that is a deterrent a little bit, like remembering to do it, or like fitting it in with your other marketing that you're doing. Anyway. Let's see. What else? Land use department got that grant to study downtown, which I think could be interesting for us, so we'll see what the results of that are.
So they have to hire a firm in order to do that, right?
We have one already, yeah. They're the same people who we worked with on the Thrive grant. We really liked working with them, and
Great.
so when they wrote the grant proposal, they put them in as the, consultant.
To do it.
yeah.
And when
So,
will that begin, Jennifer?
I'm not 100% sure.
Is it it's a structural thing that they look at, or
It's mostly
parking, road
parking,
space?
parking, and how parking can be shared, utilized in, like a more, like complementary way amongst people. And also, I think some soil testing to see, you know, because always septic capacity is one of the things that we have to watch out for.
I think the Thrive grant had, I don't know if they did actual testing, but they used some methodology to identify which properties they thought would be better for putting in septic.
Oh.
But I don't know if they actually dug hole, at least in the study area for like around the Mariners Way and like, so they picked out some where like, I don't know if it's based on what type of soil it is or other data, but they identified certain ones that might be easier to put stuff on these ones versus these ones, to kind of give you some idea of it. Yeah, at the planning, last Chris said, extending it from Main Street, but also like then like across Route 1.
Yes.
At least up to the train station, so not a huge extension, but kind of
think
like
it's good.
CVS Triangle, Monkey Farm, and at least add that little like block of it in.
Because that's where we can get a lot of TOD funding
Yeah,
if we can put it
absolutely.
together.
And the intent of the study would then be to share it with potential developers who would feel more comfortable taking on a project?
It could be depending, like maybe more in the area where, Michael's talking about, or, it could be to just share the information with current owners and say, you know, we have this, enabling rules here that allow for, housing on Main Street. Very few people are taking advantage of it. Hey, here's some reasons that it's easier to implement than maybe you might think, or it's implementable. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that's one of the things that, yeah, we have all these rules you could put accessory apartments, but yeah, why aren't people doing it? I think it also hopefully generates some data that might help, I think, with the new, like the state municipal agency with the
Yeah.
MRDA or C, whatever, they changed their name.
Yeah,
But then they also had grants that say if the only reason you're not putting apartments is because you can't afford to put in the septic, well, maybe we go to the state and get a grant to maybe help with that.
yeah,
Or to help with some of those kind of like infrastructural projects that
Yeah.
might enable it, if that's what's holding them back. We don't really know what's holding them back. Like, is it that, it's just they don't want to do it? Is it,
Yeah.
what are the reasons?
I'm just curious, why do we think it's so necessary?
I was just gonna ask, why, did we do a study? Why do we want apartments on Main Street?
Right.
It feels like we lose a little bit of that great old Saybrook charm
Yeah.
to put.
So we want to put like, accessory apartments. Well, there's a lot of buildings that already have them on Main Street. Some of the second floor ones, even just right here next to the Cape, there's apartments above, the Colony store there. It's also, our town has a big shortage of affordable housing near transit, near Main Street, near kind of walkable grocery store thing. That's where you want those kind of things. You don't want people putting apartment buildings, 5 miles away from downtown or in places that wouldn't sort of fit that model here. So Main Street where would you want more intense or more, denser housing? That makes more sense in this kind of train station, Main Street, that's the transit oriented area
They
here.
also doing a study on parking, those people that, for apartments.
I think that'd be one of the,
Part
things
That-
in
yeah,
there.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's,
Yeah, do we need more? Do we not? How does it all fit in here? Is that what's holding you back? Is it not? Yeah. To understand, why we've had rules in town that have allowed people to build accessory apartments in any building on Main Street for years, and people aren't taking advantage of it. So we want to sort of understand a little bit why.
The Main Street Business Events Association is moving along, so they've got a couple events planned. And the Garden Club is interested in applying for a grant with me to do some, more sprucing up on Main Street. On one of the things that you guys have all, been interested in, and like maybe having all the trees have plantings along them. Some business owners do a nice job with them, some business owners just ignore them. The Garden Club wants to help get that going and work with the business owners. And there's also a couple trouble spots on Main Street. Like one of them is like this corner on Sheffield Street here. It's all weedy and cruddy, and so the Garden Club would take over management of some of those spaces. So we'd have like,
Garden Club.
yeah, we'd have.
They do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. They
Big
do.
landscaping along Main Street and just really kind of make it pop.
They do a good job.
So they're very excited about that.
So you will write it with them?
Yeah,
Wow. See?
There you go, see,
He's an expert.
see how much he gets on that.
it's a small one. And we can only get like $2,500 to $10,000. And I doubt we'll get the max because I think they only have 25,000 to give altogether, but if we get, enough to buy some plants and some mulch and things like that and get the project going. And I was talking to them about, for those businesses who sign on, one of the garden club's ideas was that we give everyone like a branded watering can, like a old Saybrook watering can, and we really get people like into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, let's see. New art exhibit is downstairs. And then just at the end of my report, some of the things that I was talking to you about, you know, maybe at the next meeting, we really dig into where are we going? What are the things that we want to focus on? First with our marketing pyramid, and then there were some other things that came up when I met with our assistant town planner. You know, do we want to apply for an arts and culture district and find out what that entails? You know, some of these other things that Connecticut Main Street Center, you know, we had their report and they had some suggestions, and one of them was similar to one of the ones that came up in my conversation with Lynette about, you know, providing some kind of disaster resources for businesses, so that if something happens, they have a plan.
Yeah.
You know, they know, you know, where their papers are, and, you know, just so that what will be a chaotic time, no matter what, doesn't have to be as difficult for them. So
Would she have that pretty much written in some respects?
I have no idea, but that would be a good maybe place to start. Yeah. So anyway,
I think that's probably more just the town-wide disaster.
Yes.
It'd be good to give it like, here's what the town is doing, but here's what you need to do, like,
yeah,
make sure you have your lease and how to get
Yes.
managed thing, and
Yeah.
your important bank account, like, there's that stuff, but it's also like, where do you go? Like, where are those kind of like safety refuge places?
yeah, yeah.
Who do you call?
Yes. So, I mean, if that was one of the things that we wanted to put together, like a little, you know, just package, so that, hey, if something happens to you in your business, here's where you start, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's good and important.
Yeah. Did they, this Main Street Center, have any type of a starting point? Did they have like, you know, something that we fill in the blanks on?
I'm sure they do, because in that report that they give us, they always give us links to resources. And I haven't delved into all that,
Yeah.
to be honest
I
with
would
you,
think they'd have something.
but they are very helpful that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like here's a.
like, we're not doing it for them, I think we're giving them information, here's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But with some town-specific information that might be relevant, for
Right.
every business in town.
Mhm.
So anyway, if anybody wants to look over that Main Street Center thing again, or, you know, consider any of the stuff that's written here, and then I think maybe, like I said, for October, it would be good for us to sort of put together a plan for the upcoming year, what our next things we want to do are. But that is my report, unless anybody has any other questions.
Great, thank you. Seeing none, we'll move on to regular business, and we'll look at the minutes of the July meeting, which you have in your packet. And you want to take a minute to review them? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion for motion to approve and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve as written.
And I'll second. I know in your notes, you referred us to the oldsaybrook.gov website at the First Selectmen's area for more detailed information on the Mariners Way project and what's going on. But I didn't go over and look at it. Is there any real headway being made? I know there's 3 groups that have been established.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've only had a few meetings. They're doing a lot of business outreach right now. And they are also, you know, they're meeting with the town engineer next week to sort of go over with him all of the information he's gathered over the years, and especially most recently with the street survey that was done. And, so, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's like a huge amount of concrete stuff to share yet, but they're actually pretty motivated and excited group. So,
The Amtrak work and their presence on that street doesn't impact what we'd be talking about with Mariners Way.
I mean,
They seem to have taken up a lot of space over there, right? If you
Mm.
drive by it.
I think it does affect us in just the fact that the agreements they have made with business owners mean that those properties are tied up
Exactly.
for the time being, but I guess in a way that gives us breathing room because we can continue to, move forward with ideas and working with them for what's gonna happen after that.
Yeah. What are you hearing about the new Italian restaurant that opened? Has anybody gone?
I've
over
not
there?
gone.
I have-
That's the Mill Rock Gathering?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've not been there.
Is
You
it
know-
open yet?
It's open.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's signed
Have you
up.
seen it?
They have a drive up.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is? Right past.
It's where the Thai place
Yeah.
used to be, and then there's a mini,
On
like,
the other end.
as you come down the bridge, the catty corner for Mystic Market.
Yeah, it used to be a
Used
mini
to
golf
have-
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they still have the mini golf.
They
do.
opened it
Is it? Oh,
again.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. I
By
hope
the-
they make it.
It's
Yeah,
the same owners,
Oh.
they just decided,
They're not
I guess
bringing
we're
it
down
back.
for a long time.
having this
Oh,
vacant, we're just gonna
Okay.
do something with it, fine,
it's great.
again, so that,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good for them.
it's the
You
same
know,
owners.
it's an
That's weird.
unattractive,
So,
piece of land, right? I'm sure the restaurant inside is nice, but it just doesn't appeal to go in there.
I know you're going there.
You have,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard, yeah, you don't see it off.
Got kind of like a dirt driveway on one,
Yeah.
so it doesn't, yeah, and you gotta go in and then around to, yes.
It's like getting out to dinner tonight and drive over there.
Making some questions.
Yeah.
It's dark out, right? I mean, you're driving down Main Street, where we can eat tonight, easy,
Mhm.
right? You don't
Yeah.
really know. It's very dark there. It's not the greatest area to just to hang out.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's good that somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing, but
I think
they're
we're
open.
making tons of tax dollars from fine fettle.
Oh, yeah, we're making,
For the finance meetings last year.
It's like 19,000 a month.
Someone called me up and said, just to let you know, was it 9-town bus?
Yeah.
Stopped there, like pulled in the parking lot.
To let somebody out.
I was like, no.
I gotta tell you, if you pull into Stop and Shop, it is a store that was approved by town. I hear you
Yeah.
conceptually, like,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
gonna stop for a couple of joints. I
Yeah.
go to my doctor's
I
appointment.
didn't know that they could stop it like at different stores. I
That's
guess
true.
if you get on.
Well, they have this extra mile service, which is almost like an Uber. You can call them up and they can get you at your house and take you direct place, which I've heard it's actually pretty widely used and as one of the, they have some
Yeah.
fixed routes, then they also have extra mile.
can't you, if you're on the route, but maybe you're not at one of the covered stops, can't you raise your
I
hand
don't
and they'll
know.
pick you up too? I think.
Yeah, I mean, they have that extra mile, which you can, it's sort of like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the traffic jam has occurred
No, no, no.
as it
No.
was threatened, right?
Well, the
Well,
ticket right, it was appointment only, from what I heard.
Yeah, well, that's what-
That's right.
That's been lifted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was no traffic jam,
Yeah.
yeah, so they lifted, yeah.
Voted on it
Yeah.
During the height of the season.
Yeah,
No,
right.
It was also, when it was promoted with like 12 registers, that people would be in all 12 registers every 10 minutes. So, like like it sounded like, ooh, it's a lot of
Yeah.
people. So I'm glad they're doing well. I'm always in for entrepreneurials, and it hasn't created, that I've noticed, any traffic
Right.
jams.
They're having
Because
some sort of a
95 is
fair,
like,
Yeah.
a fine fettle fair.
Fettle Fest or something
Well,
like that, yeah.
If you remember that, the tax benefit was one of the things we emphasized as to why
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were recommending.
But it can only be used for certain things, Dave.
and one of them is,
Also, I
Yeah.
think we used some of the monies for the soccer field. I thought Scott Giegert said that.
I know, like street, like beautification and education, there's a few categories.
I'm supposed to say, don't.
I knew that.
For Mariners Way,
Yeah,
and it can be used, yeah, for prevention, I think.
Yes,
and-
I
but,
knew that.
Yeah,
A lot of it, like, I wanna say, a good 80% of it is not anything that's really gonna benefit the town.
You mean the dollars?
The dollars, yeah. I mean, it's so constricted. I can only think of two things offhand. I had a whole list of stuff, but one of them was the sidewalks and the rehabilitation for people who are abusing it.
Yeah,
But,
I have to drive by often. I'm always interested to see who's getting out of the car. In terms of age, I don't recognize people. You drive by too fast, but how old are these people? Many of them are my age.
yeah.
I
They're
think-
old.
I
getting their
think you
nummies.
still, you have to order in advance. I don't think you can browse there.
Oh.
Yeah, so you've already made your purchase, you're just going to get it, I'm pretty sure. I think that's still in place,
You just don't need an appointment now.
right?
What I don't understand, well, we don't get into it. You know, the smell of weed versus take a gummy. I don't understand why people are still smoking it when you can take a gummy. Because I smell it
Yeah,
everywhere.
you do.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Must be the thrill of smoking it. I don't, Mike, tell us.
I wish I knew.
I'm teasing you. I don't know either. I've never tried it. but- Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, can we,
Hijacking the meeting.
all in favor of approving the minutes of the July 10th?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained? I'm abstaining, I wasn't here. All right. Any other correspondence or announcements that we haven't covered?
Nope,
Okay. And we have attached here on the fact.
yeah, so I put the marketing reports in for July and August. Since we're not having a official report.
Maybe there are highlights that
Yeah.
you wanted to call out in these and just go through them.
No, I mean, you'll notice like a little bit of spike probably in certain places, and sometimes that happens when they drop new content and such. But what they've transitioned to using a lot more video. We're getting a lot better results by video.
Like the new fall, the one that just came out, 32nd fall in Old Saybrook.
Oh, you saw that one already?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Been out for a couple days.
Yep, yeah, and so, I mean, in the past, we were doing like maybe 5 different ads and seeing, what hit the best and stuff like that, and for the fall, we're doing that one video, and then it's got little different content on Instagram, Facebook, like Google Ads, whatever, but it's the same messaging.
Okay.
And it's that, active, the movement of the video seems to catch people's attention.
Are we gonna be able to put a video of what's happening this weekend at 8 honoring Jim Fonda on the website? That may be something. Look, I don't know if everybody around the place, state know that we honor, Kate honors
Yeah,
important people.
I could ask Brett about that.
I imagine the Kate's gonna be promoting it.
Yeah.
But just like sharing something they put out there can also,
The more the merrier,
right,
right? We're
right.
not hurting Kate, we're only
Exactly.
helping Kate, helping Old Saybrook.
I know they'll always post afterwards, like a bunch of photographs from Munich, and such, but I can find out.
Speaking of finding out, Jennifer, what's going on opposite the
Dairy Queen?
Dairy Queen? Yeah, I know they tore a building down there. of some sort.
Isn't that the
Oil change?
oil change? Didn't they buy that?
Yeah, so that's what's
Yeah.
supposed to be going in there, like an oil change car wash place.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
not a medical
We had one
building
a
though.
while ago.
Yes.
So-
yeah,
So we get some.
You go further south on one, right? there's a
Yeah,
quick
that's right, the
lube
shoreline there.
And car wash right behind it.
yeah,
Right.
and they're
That one's been there for a
expanding.
long time, yeah.
I'm hoping that another choice gets made, but I mean, I think they're having some problems, so maybe it will pivot.
I mean, seeing activity there, because it was just like a pile of rubble and weeds for so long, which is not good either, so it's good that they at least cut it down.
Looks a
Yeah.
little neater, yeah.
Then we should have like a blight ordinance for, we have it for, your house, but a business can just let it like rot forever. I mean, there's no
That was the weirdest
consequences.
thing
Yeah,
that I remember hearing
Yeah.
at one of the meetings, that there's no blight ordinance for businesses.
Yeah.
You have it for homes, but not businesses. I was like, oh, I
Oh.
thought there would be in town, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Well, on that point, what about the guy? He never took down that reflective coating, right? But he
Yeah.
can't open his shop for business. Oh, so he can keep it up as long as he wants, as long as he doesn't do
Is he
anything
allowed to
outside of
park-
there.
because he like parks cars like on
Yeah.
the sidewalk, like I don't know if that's
Big
allowed.
fancy boat there.
Jet ski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can't get a certificate of occupancy until he gets in compliance.
Oh, okay, looks like he won't.
Paying a lot of money in
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah.
I have business.
Well, he owns it. So, yeah, but still, he's losing money, you're right.
Yeah. Plus he just
Yeah.
has all this excess cash that he's toying with,
Yeah.
paying somebody for that.
Oh, he's dug in.
The Modern Tire did a nice job redoing
they
their.
did.
Oh, they
sales.
did.
I went to their ribbon cutting the other day and they were very excited to be in town here. and-
Yes, they.
Was that new owners? Did they just cleaned up the building or did that like?
I know they bought out the old
Okay.
owners who were retiring.
Gotcha.
But they have 5 or 6 other stores across the state, and so this is their business, and they don't just do tires, they're like a full service garage, so.
It's a gas station or a repair shop on that same side of Route 1, but like kind of right across the street that looks like it's in a bit of disrepair.
Meineke.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
across from TJ's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Is it?
seen better days.
Seen better days.
How about Doro? How, is anybody here how that's doing?
I think,
Haven't been
I
doing
love it,
it.
right?
I'd love to go.
And Modern Tire is ecstatic that Doro's right across the street from them because people come to get their emissions done or to do whatever, and they can go across the street and get a
Yeah.
coffee and while they wait and. yeah.
Great.
I don't know.
Make the crosswalk safer there.
Could not get a car.
I know, that's.
All summer? Summer's just
Several
crazy.
times.
They have a couple on TJ's.
Too far for this old lady to walk.
I had my sister-in-law, we were gonna go there for lunch, same thing. It was raining,
Wow.
those lots were full. I said,
Oh, wow.
there's not gonna be a seat inside. And she said, all right, let's go to bed. So we did. I mean, but
We had
she
to
wanted to
go
see,
into
she wanted to
Saybrook
see,
Junction.
yeah, she wanted to see what it was like.
I've not been inside. yet.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Very
And the
good.
breakfast, yeah, the
Very
breakfast is very good.
My daughter
Lot of
loves the
pastry.
tiramisu latte. It's the bad
Oh.
thing for her.
And they do catering, because I saw their catering when I was biking through Fenwick. They have a Doro caterer.
And they're open reasonably late. We were coming home, one day on a Saturday night, we just ordered something like 8 o'clock, something like that, and they were still open, the takeaway, reasonable price, but a lot of places kitchens closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
So that's a smart move.
Yeah.
I think you can order like a half a roast chicken too with a couple sides and a sauce. So like if you're in a pinch and you can't cook, like, and their food is pretty healthy. You could go pick up like a
Salad.
meal and have a nice dinner. Yeah.
You gotta quit. The bread's good, the breakfast are good.
The only drawback is you can't call in and order. You have to go online.
Um,
Nothing worse. I don't want to give you my email address to do an order. Just literally.
Hard to get away from that anymore. But
But on the other hand, you get points, and so at the end of the day, you might get something for free.
Yeah,
that's how they get you.
those points.
Give me your email.
Okay, moving right along to new business.
I guess we kind of had this unless you want to extrapolate on that at all, Dave.
No. I think we probably, no, we go to old business.
So the piano is 90% done, I guess, let's say, 85%.
Were you happy with her painting of it?
I think it looks nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and she incorporated, the lighthouses and, the play me from the last computer and the little dancing people for, Fred Astaire. And, she has like old Saybrook on the bench. So you know, she incorporated all the things that we asked her to. What needs to be done is, actually, my husband is in the basement right now. He just texted me.
The basement here?
Yes. So the legs, I don't know if you noticed, Erica, the legs have like big holes in the side of them. And so I'm like, honey, if we paint them, like, it's gonna be really obvious. What can I do? So he went and he's getting something.
Trying to
My
plug it
husband's
out.
pretty handy, so he's like,
Wood fill.
gonna plug the
Yeah.
holes up for me.
Yeah.
And then, so those legs will have to be primed, and then I have what was left of the paint she used, they'll have to be painted. And then the big thing is, we need somebody to put 2 or 3 layers of the
Black.
yeah, on them. And,
You know, I'm trying not to raise my hand, saying, like, I
I know, well, I
don't want
I
to ruin help you.
that's the thing, I thought about trying it, but people have made me nervous about it, like, you could maybe make the paint run, but
Oh,
I don't
geez.
know, so, I don't know, the guy at the paint store didn't seem to think so. He said, no, you can brush it right on, and,
Is it like?
But how long has it been since it was painted?
oh, a while, it's playing.
Should be a.
I would worry more if it was like she just finished, then you're trying to go in and do this like right away. If you've given it a bunch of time to cure and dry.
Mhm.
But if you test it on an area, you can't see it.
We
So,
do have to put some thank yous on there too, right? Some lettering.
Well, so,
Creative PhD.
what we really need to do too is I think we need to give ourselves a deadline and plan the event before it's too cold to bother anymore. So what I was thinking, I mean, originally, I think we were going to do it in May, but none of that worked out. And then September, which is gone pretty much. So I'm thinking, I have an idea. So the student who painted it, her mom told me that she doesn't have classes on Friday. And I was hoping that she could be there because I think it would be important for her to be there. So October 18th is the big Main Street Great Pumpkin Fest that they're planning. That's a Saturday. Yeah, well, the scarecrows are gonna be
That's
launched at the
before?
same
Okay.
time. The chamber's coordinating everything with them too. So that's a Saturday. And I was thinking, maybe we do like a Friday evening debut on the 17th of the piano. And then that Saturday, we have somebody playing during the Main Street Festival.
Sounds great.
And so if we could give ourselves that deadline and we could get that piano down to Fred Astaire and they're okay with it and I can get the artist here, I don't know. What do you think about that? It'd be the weekend of the piano, you know what I mean?
The piano week.
Yeah. And
I'm
there'll
out
be
of
a
town
lot,
that weekend, but it sounds like it fits with everything else going on, so I hope it works out.
so, and we will want to,
Yeah.
I'm actually
Oh, no.
in Portugal,
Oh, geez.
oh,
so I can't come back.
Just pop in for the night, yes.
yeah,
Yeah, then you gotta start worrying about everything else. Yeah.
light and cold and since we'll have a crowd there on Saturday, I think it would be a good way to sort of generate excitement
Yeah,
for
get
it.
some buzz
So
going.
so on the
That would be
17th,
good.
we're doing late afternoon, early evening? Are we doing little, food?
Yeah, so I think we should, well, let's talk this out. I think it would be fun to have a balloon thing from Dabby's. They're not expensive and they're super fun.
Awesome.
That'll last all weekend. too.
Yeah.
Balloons. DABBY.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously we need somebody to play. I think it would be nice if we had a little refreshments. I'd like to have a board made that thanks the artist, thanks, the moving company, maintenance guy. Yes, thanks Public Works, you know, sort of a little thing like, you know, how we were able to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't forget Fred Astaire, we promise.
Oh, yeah, and Fred Astaire,
And they're on the piano.
yeah.
Well, if Erica's cousin comes down,
Yeah. well,
his name will have to be in there too.
And what fiance?
Yeah. That's what it says.
Let's see. Anyway. If anybody has any ideas about that.
So
Um,
Friday evening, there's a dinner crowd up and down Main Street.
So like 5, do you think? Earlier, later?
What time's the sun gonna be setting?
Right,
At
right.
that time of the year.
Oh, it really goes, but
Yeah.
yeah, the
I know, it starts getting hurt so much faster.
Right.
November is when the time changes.
Do you think it should be later than 5?
Oh, no, I was thinking
Earlier?
like 4:35. Yeah, between 4 and 5 to start, like,
So 4 to 5 or 4:30 to 5:30? 4 to 5,
4 to 5, I think.
okay. So that would be our
I've been
debut.
thinking,
6 p.m. is
yeah, then
Get
it's
out of
like,
work.
sunset.
what time is
October
it?
18th, 6:02 p.m.
6:02 is sunset.
6:05
that works pretty.
6:05 on the
Okay,
side.
well, then do it till 6.
Yeah, 5 to 6?
I mean, it still usually is light for like another hour, it's just,
So 5 to 6,
5 to 6.
it's not perfect.
okay.
So we need time to set up.
Then it's gonna start getting colder and darker and, yeah, people aren't gonna stick around too much longer.
Can anyone else think of anything else we should do?
Have you reached out to anyone for that, the finishing, the marine finish? Have you reached out to
So
anyone?
we can't do a marine finish because that is an oil-based finish. I've learned much about this subject. But I did, go down to the paint shop afterwards and he showed me a water-based finish that he recommends. Because I did also learn that not only can you get the water protection, but you can get UV protection, which I think is really
Yeah.
important to have.
Yeah.
So he has a product, it's like $30 for the little quart, and it probably need a couple. And it has the UV and the waterproof protection, so.
I mean, Erica and I and Sandy.
Mhm.
Painting it. Doesn't sound like it'd be that hard, right?
I mean, if we have to prime the legs and paint the legs. Now,
Prime
you'll
the-
see the
yeah.
big legs.
Yeah.
The little chunky legs.
Does it need to be tuned before it goes out
Yeah.
there?
What about that?
Oh, my husband is done plugging the holes.
You can start painting right now.
What about tuning?
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, tuning. I'm not a piano person, so,
I am gonna guess that they did not have it tuned. And my cousins, again, it was his piano. And I don't think when she left first, that thing got tuned. I think
so,
it just sat there.
I mean, I would, if we're gonna have it tuned, I'd rather have it tuned once it gets to Fred
Yes.
Astaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Moving it could, change that attention sometimes.
do that?
And then, I mean, they're gonna move it in and out every night, so it doesn't, it's not gonna ever be perfectly.
Yeah.
A
tuned.
musician.
Just enough to like
But
make
you
sure
know
it's
who
not
could-
so far.
you know who could- Advise someone would be, Kate,
Oh, I'm sure.
Brett?
Brett, yeah. Because they have a big piano there, and I mean, it's gotta go out of tune. And it's used all the time, for most of the acts come in. So,
Well, so yeah, we don't need like a perfect concert tune.
Yeah.
Just want it so it's close enough, it's
Yeah.
gonna be rolling in and out and up and down.
With the high school,
Ramps
with
every day.
pianist, it's a student?
They might. And if not, I was gonna contact one of the music schools.
Yeah.
Jonathan, you can ask Jonathan if he has a student on a music store.
Oh, okay.
Ask him if he has, he'll know a tuner for sure.
Oh,
And if
true.
he has a student that would be willing to donate their time.
But I know at least the 8th graders in the high school, all have to do community service hours too, so we can give somebody a couple hours community service, they probably. Sounds like, as long as they know how to play the piano.
How about
They'd be happier to show up.
community service paint that piano?
Probably could do that too.
No.
No?
You wouldn't trust him?
Yeah, I'm a little afraid to have a high schooler paint it. I mean,
What if they pass out from the odor or something?
Maybe you prioritize paying.
Yeah.
Do it in alphabetical order.
No, makes more fun when you combine it.
He didn't know the holes were on both sides of each post, so he only fixed the outside. So I'm gonna have to make him come back.
Can't see that.
Maybe, I'll look.
Oh, should we take a little walk down there tonight?
We can afterwards, you can all see it.
Yeah, and you could. I have pictures.
She started saying you could. what?
All right, so if everyone's on board, this will
Yeah.
be the debut plan,
Okay,
which
yes.
gives us a deadline.
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea.
So anyway, okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, moving along, website.
I went over most of the website stuff already, and the one thing I wanted to ask that came up though, for the calendar. So, one of the civic organizations put up, a post and it got approved. Which is neither here nor there, but it probably shouldn't have been approved because it was a fundraiser. They were doing a golf tournament, but it was out of town.
Oh.
And what we have said for our rules is that it has to take place in town.
It was a town organization.
Was it
But
the
they were-
Rotary?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think whoever approved it just was like, oh yeah, and didn't read the fine print, which is fine. I mean, it's not like a big deal, but, I don't know, the Rotary didn't see it up there and they complained. So that's when I started looking into it. And I said, oh, it's up there, but it actually shouldn't be because,
Yeah.
it's not taking place in town, but since it's already up there, I'll let it go. But I don't know, it got me to thinking, should I bring that up? And should we talk about whether or not would we have wanted to, do we want to approve things like that are a town organization doing a fundraiser like that, where they're trying to get publicity, even though the golf course is, in Haddam or whatever, yeah.
I mean, is it within the same distance of like some of the other attractions you were talking about? We were
Was
putting
it-
on some other stuff that's not in Old Saybrook and some of the activity section.
Was it over, what do you call it, the one in the
I
line,
think it was the Fox.
Fox
House or
House.
something.
Yeah. I think the Rotary does such good work, right? Although then you'd have to determine, does that organization do good work versus
Right.
this organization? I don't know. I think it's okay. I personally. think
Well,
it's
yes, I
okay.
said, because if we're starting to now put attractions and other things that are not in town, I think as long as it's connected to the town and it's not like,
Yes.
we're doing a fundraiser in New York City or in Boston, that makes sense, but.
say yes, and then if it gets out of control, then we can just say, okay, we're gonna go back.
Like, it still has to be connected to Old Saybrook, like, where wouldn't that, like, the Deep River Rotary post an event that's happening in, Chester
should
or
it
something.
be
wouldn't make
for-
sense.
Should it be for anybody or is it only for nonprofits?
Well, if you think back to economic development, it would be supporting Saybrook businesses. And, the Rotary is from Saybrook.
Mhm.
And like I said, as long as it's like not New York.
And they raised money for the Rotary. They didn't spend, dispense it out for their organization.
And the
Yeah.
Rotary is Saybrook, so
Yeah.
I think.
Do we have jurisdiction over the Rotary to say, no, we don't think it's, yeah, if you want to do it, you have to do it at Fenwick. It's in town. I don't know if,
But we're not saying they can't do the event, we're just saying you can't put it on our calendar.
Right,
Right.
So I'm just gonna play devil's advocate for a minute. So Skipper's, for example, has a restaurant in Niantic.
Mhm.
What if they post on the calendar an event they're having, but the event is at the Niantic store and not here, then what would we do in that case?
To me, that feels a little different.
Yeah.
But. Because how does their event in Niantic benefit,
Yeah.
say,
Right,
other
but-
than it's a business that has two locations? 'Cause like, I mean. McDonald's could
just-
put something at,
I'm just saying, so if we make this exception, I think we have to
No, there's-
have the language, we have to
Yeah.
be clear of what we're approving. Under what circumstances.
Mhm.
so I bring it up.
No, that's, we knew we were gonna have some of these
Yeah.
requirements coming through.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a pretty good run before something ambiguous came up, so I think we did a pretty good job of
Plaid,
that.
It could happen with pearls and plaid too. like
Right.
they have
Yeah.
food storage, yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, but if they both like, we're having a big sale this weekend at both of our locations,
That's fine.
I would
That's
probably
fine.
allow that, but like, we're having a sale this weekend and it's only at our Niantic one. Well, then
Right.
why do we care?
Right.
I'm-
I think maybe the underlying rule is, if it has to benefit, to be on our website, to be on our account, has to somehow benefit also. And then we can take it from there. So we have that basic foundation, and we can have offshoots of that, but that could be our definition.
Or it's like promoting an activity that's happening in Old Saybrook, which is kind of how we have been doing it, or it's something that benefit, like that could be another, an alternate criteria, perhaps.
Take each one as they come, judge the rule.
Yeah, there's a provisional rule for a while.
Were they taken aback when you mentioned to them that it really doesn't qualify for a calendar event?
I mean, she did say, oh, well, I wasn't aware of that and I'll keep that in mind, so. But like I said, I let it go because it was already up there.
Yeah.
And
I think that our Rotary represents Old too, doesn't it? Isn't it the Old Westbrook Rotary, Old Saybrook Rotary? Or am I thinking of the Chamber of Commerce?
Chambers like everything, yeah, they keep getting bigger.
I might be thinking of the exchange core.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's so many and
Yes,
they're all
there are.
different.
They do such good work.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, their
And I,
money is philanthropic. It's
Right.
for
I mean,
some community benefit.
I'd be
you know?
inclined to be more lenient to like a charitable organization than
Yeah.
a business, even if
Right.
it's a local business, but
Yes,
still within reason though.
Yeah.
Monkey Farm, they always have a golf tournament in Fenway. Is that on our calendar?
I don't think they've used our calendar.
I don't think they have to,
I
right?
mean, they could put it, I don't think we would, that would be an
That's not a
acceptable thing to put
charitable
on, yeah.
And that money goes strictly to the Monkey Farm unless they, I don't know if they take any of the proceeds and donate to a charity.
But if it's what, an event that's open to the public and happening in
Yes.
Saybrook, that's,
Then it can be.
they'd be fine.
They do charge a pretty penny.
But I know like the Cancer Foundation, they have tons of events. Most of them are not in Old Saybrook. I mean, she hasn't tried to post to
Okay.
the calendar, but I don't know. I just felt like this was worth bringing. up
Yeah,
and having
no,
a
it
conversation
is.
about.
Not as clear as.
yeah.
So,
So in the case of the Cancer Foundation, they're located in Saybrook, but I don't see that they economically contribute to Old Saybrook in the sense that they're steadfast.
I'm sure they do in some way, but they're not, yeah, they're not the old Saybrook Cancer
Yeah.
Foundation.
yeah,
So-
I mean, somebody from Old Saybrook could apply for their services, but
Yeah.
they service, I think, the
Right.
whole state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we might draw, and as example, we might draw the line there. If they wanted to advertise. calendar.
Now, they're like, now do we have to ask every charity, tell us
I
where
know.
your benefits go and who?
Well, I think
Because I'm sure some of the
because
Rotary
they
money
are-
goes to like the Rotary National or International, which then goes around the world.
Because they are in Old
We don't want to get into
Saybrook,
that business.
if they were having Old Saybrook event, they could absolutely use the calendar.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if it was outside of Old Saybrook, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if it got to be a real problem, then we have to discuss it, but it's
Yeah,
not huge right now, so I'd let it go.
Well, maybe I should at least tell the Rotary that if you are having another fundraiser and even if it's not taking place, we would make an exception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gosh, we solved a lot of things tonight.
Okay.
All right, so I don't think we have anything from the advisory groups. And the only comment I have is nice to see all these lovely faces. I haven't seen anybody since June.
Yeah. Oh, and we're starting the town branding
Oh, I
project
saw
too.
that.
I think that was in my report.
Yeah,
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 it was. But
Yeah, Miranda's doing that.
yes,
Nice.
just to maybe replace or enhance or do something with
yes,
the field.
So I sent her like that,
Lose it entirely.
and I sent her pictures of the nice signage that the
Yeah.
town has tried to make, you know, the
All
same
the-
everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I sent her probably 10 different logos used by all different departments across the town, each with their own version of a lighthouse or something.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything with, because friends always ask, Whole Foods.
I haven't heard anything about
The
it.
last update we got at planning commission is that Chris said there's basically nothing before the town. She'd even called the CRAD, the health district, and they did not have any sort of active applications, so. If they're working, they haven't, I
They
guess,
haven't pulled us
applied
in,
to
huh?
move forward yet, again, so.
And is Lisa Ludwig's staying?
No,
No, I
Yeah,
thought
so
she-
she was,
I think
thought she was
she's
leaving. Yeah.
done as of October.
Oh.
I've actually been trying, I sent a note to another artist in town who had at one time been looking for a place on Main Street. And she said she was gonna check it out, but I don't know.
Okay, if nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
No, you have to make the motion.
Oh, I will. make a
Susan, you-
motion To adjourn.
Susan, you-
Second it.
All right, second by Quint.
Just gotta, all right, and it is.
All in favor, stand.
Aye.
So-